This week, a car that redefined a segment. It's Kia's new Picanto. When I say new, I don't mean new. The model's been out for some while. But what it has got is this nifty facelift that's made it look like the other Kias, especially the SUVs that have that very square look. It now only comes in two models, a Sport and a GT line, and the pricing starts at just under 18,000 and goes to just under 22,000. Seems to have moved up where the Kia Rio used to be before it was unceremoniously ousted. The 1.2 litre engine has 62 kilowatts. Not exactly going to rip your face off going around corners, but it does the job. It's got either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic. Now, look, I'd rather a 4-speed automatic than a CVT, but I think both of those are short of a cog or two. And with the makeover, of course, came the new Kia badge, this light bar right across the front, and that looks pretty good at night, and the new kind of vertical stacked lights that give it that fresh look. These are halogen on the bottom model and LED on this top model. I think it looks quite smart, and it's given the whole car a completely new lease of life. The rather cool alloys on the GT line are 16-inch, but all of the getting in and out is with a key and a fob. It's been a very long time since I've had to get a key out of my pocket. There's not a lot of fancy stuff on this. They've kept it all down to adding technology to the car for that increase in price. And I must admit to thinking that this rear is really cute. It's still got that square look, so like on a maybe EV9, EV5, the light bar that goes all the way across, and the GT line badge. I'm not too sure about this colour though. It's kind of a olivey grey. It's awful. Most of the colours are options. I think white is the base and everything else you pay extra for. The boot is quite deep, and you can see this backpack is about level now with the boot lip. However, the seats do go down 60/40, and you can take this parcel shelf out if you want to put something tall in. You definitely have to do that if you wanted to put a full-size suitcase in here, and you'd only get one in. Normally, I would show you what it's like to sit inside. Now, this is best considered a two-person car. Look, most of the cars on the road you see, they drive past and they've got one person in them, the driver. Very rarely do they have anybody in the passenger seat, and even more rarely is there someone in the back seat. In this case, that's just as well. Because as you see, there's not very much space. That's not even that far. And the front now also looks like a standard Kia. The dashboard, only the middle bit is actually a digital screen. The rest is just like genuine fake artificial screen. Kias now have CarPlay. Thank God they got their stuff sorted out, and it's wireless as well, something that a lot of other brands still haven't got. Let's have a little Bo Peep search. Okay, we'll go into say places. Everything's in a little bit of a different spot depending on what car you're in. Put the 4-speed automatic into gear. It's not going to rip anyone's face off, let's face it. The air conditioning, that's a single zone of manual control. I mean, who'd have thought it? It is quite noisy in here on a less than smooth surface. But having manual air conditioning does mean I can get it exactly the temperature I want. Handling. Well, Graham Gambol's been at it. The front McPherson struts feel fab. The rear torsion beam is, it's a rear torsion beam, really. There's only so much you can do with it. Now, indicating, let's put our foot right down and get your calendar out to count the 0 to 100. There's a hullabaloo from underneath. I can't see the point in such a tiny, tiny engine. It has to work like a Trojan to get anything done. It's doing 7.0 litres per 100 kilometres at the moment. Not exactly what I'd call super economical. especially as how this isn't a particularly small entry-level price for this small entry-level car. You can see at night that looks very pretty, but you can't change that lovely purpley pinky hue. You're stuck with it. I did notice though, over some of the bumpier roads, we were clumping and bumping over potholes and joins in the road and what have you. Now that we're on the highway, I'm going to activate my automated steering, which is lane control, lane departure, activate my cruise control, but I can't see what speed my cruise control is set at, and it isn't active cruise control, so I'm about to run up the RAV4's date, so I'm going to put foot of the brake. So I don't want to run up the RAV4's date. No. No. We're doing 74 kilometres an hour. That feels reasonable. Turn that automatic steering off, don't need it. The lights at night in this car are particularly good, so I'm told. I didn't drive it at night, but David did. In fact, David did a road trip in this down to the south coast. There's no drive modes, so whatever the automatic transmission does is what it does. And my tacho in this car is a digital affair, so it's telling me I'm doing 2.1 times 1,000. I don't know, I'd just rather a needle if it's going to do that. But they said they've replaced all of the analog instruments with not analog ones. Surfacing. That's surprisingly nice. I'll bet the back doors. Can you scratch the back doors for me? The top of the back doors, is that scratchy?
Same as the front.
Same as the front. Nice, nice. Dashboard. That's not too bad. It doesn't feel particularly cheap and nasty. Let's start the glove box. Yeah, the glove box is always the suspect. It's particularly scratchy. No cows were killed in the making of this car. It's all genuine, fake, artificial leather. On the steering wheel, on the gear knob. What am I, a 5-year-old? There's plenty of USBs. There's 2 USB-Cs and a USB-A. Oh dear. There was a lot of noise, but frankly not a lot happened. I don't know what this would be like with 4 up, but I know with 2 up, actually with 3 up, it was modest. But all of the things you're going to want day to day are fantastic. The steering is lovely and light, but still has a little bit of feeling. That's thanks to Graham Gambold. We've got blind spot monitor. We've got rear cross traffic alert. Try saying that 3 times really fast. They've really put a lot of the ADAS features into this because it could have it. It's got electric power steering, so it can have the active electric steering attributes. I think the reason that I like Picanto so much is that it's not pretending to be anything else. It's not trying to do anything else. It's not trying to be a sports car. It's not trying to be anything other than what it is. So you're going to do a little highway work in your car, your shiny new Picanto, but you'll also be doing some city work. All right, now we're on some absolutely rubbish cement road. Yeah, it's pretty bumpy. If I had jubblies, they'd be jubbling. Ding, jubbly-ing. You've got jubblies, are they jubbling?
Yeah, they're jubbling.
Yeah. Oh dear. Dear me.
And I think I left my spine behind.
It is. This is quite firm. This is quite firm. And no mistake. So Picanto is as good now as it was when it came out. It's just that it is a fairly old model. It looks the part. though it's now become not a cheap car for an entry level. Materials, decent quality for a cheap car. The looks inside, can we fit through there? Yes, because we're in a Picanto. We could fit through something the size of a mailbox slot. I like the way they've highlighted little bits and pieces with just different colour trim. To be honest with you, there's not a lot else to talk about. It does what it says on the box. That's all this week from the cute as hell Kia Picanto. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and just over there to subscribe.